we can start.
My teacher, Master Sheng-yen, when he came to the United States, he did not have anything, although he was invited to be the abbot of the Sheng-yen monastery. Actually, it's at the Temple of Enlightenment. And afterward, he left the place and he started out by himself. Started out actually from a very small apartment in Queens, New York. And because a student asked him to lead the Chan meditation retreat, so that's how he started out. But in the beginning, it was nothing. He had to wandering around in New York City without a place to stay. And just like from one place to the other, and sometimes although they stay there, he stayed there for a few days and then he left. And then sometimes he had to stay even on the street, like the homeless with one of his students. So that's how he started out. And why was he bothered to do these things, to endure such hardship? Because he thinks that it is necessary to disseminate these teachings of the Buddhism, of the Buddhas, to the people in need. And since his causes and conditions that led him to the States, then he might as well, make use of this opportunity, because even for nowadays, Buddhism is very much needed for many people. So that's how he started out. And then we had a small place. Later on, he found, and I think it's an auto shop. And then they have to clean out everything and then build a small Chan meditation center in Queens. And just 2 stories. One, the first floor is for you could say that it is the main hall, and it's also for a meditation hall. And then basement is the place where people could gather together and have meals. And the second floor is the resting place. So that's how he started out. And then in the beginning of holding a retreat, where do people sleep? Now, they take out the board, the board, and then make it a bed. And then people will sleep in the basement, in the second floor, and even in the meditation hall. And it go on like this. At that time, I was not still there yet. And then when I came to the same centers, and I attended the retreat, I was very moved by his spirit. A small place, but he make it so tidy, so clean, and everything is removable, so that daytime for meditation, we make it a Chan hall. It's empty, just very simple altar with the Buddha statues, and that's how it happens. But at nighttime, you can see the people sleeping everywhere on the whole meditation center there. And it is actually, it's very, in a way that it's very flexible, but the environment is always keep it clean and tidy. And that is something that I really, learned from it, that things if we don't use, and then we just put away, and then you still have space for other functions. That's how it begins. And then we later on moved to another bigger place, and that could accommodate more people, and that is the Chan Meditation Center right now that we are functioning. And then later on, because the place is still not big enough to accommodate more and more people, and we have at that time we have 4 retreats, long retreat per year, namely the May retreat, the July retreat, and then the November retreat, and then the December retreat. Usually it's 7 days. And we have to reject quite a lot of people because we could only accommodate about 25 people to do the retreat. And Master Sheng-yen, our teacher, was thinking that if we keep on rejecting people, then they will not come. So we need a bigger place. And we started out to search for a bigger retreat place. And that's when we ended up with this place here that we're in right now. It's called Dharma Retreat Center. It took about 5 years to look around. At that time, Wi-Fi is not available, and we have to go to the real estate agents, one after the others, looking up places that is suitable for retreat. And that's finally we found this place here in Pine Bush, New York. And well, not only that, our teacher's goal was just to guide the people for retreat, but actually he was thinking that maybe this place could be an international place for people around the world to come and practice together. So we try to have more retreats. And at that time, our teacher was traveling. He would stay in the US for 3 months, and then he went back to Taiwan for 3 months, and back and forth like this. So when he was not around, we still need to have this place running. So it's functioning in a way that I had to go from place to place. Say I would stay in this retreat center, Pine Bush, and then a couple of days, and then I went back to Chan Meditation Center in Queens to have another activities. Say Sunday gathering, we have meditation, and then we have lecture, we have Dharma gathering, things like that. And when he was not around, then we invite other senior teachers to come to teach, to give lectures. And then when he was not around in DDRC, I will have, say, 1 day to 3 day retreat held here. And at that time, we also have the weekly sitting, which was operated usually on Thursday night, and have some people come and learn about the Dharma. So we have this place to accommodate more people. It's very peaceful, and the environment is very nice. There's a lake, right on our property, and then we could do longer retreats. Because the first time that we accommodated this place, then we had that 49-day retreat in here with our teacher, and then the last week, last week will be the Bodhisattva precept. So we have a long one, And now, we run this place regularly and having more retreats here in the Dharma Drum Retreat Center. Now, my teacher, Master Sheng-yen, is based in Taiwan, and it is a place where a lot of Buddhists will learn about Buddhism, and actually the firm foundation is already there in Taiwan. What I mean is Buddhism. But in America, actually, it's a place where it is easier to have people from different backgrounds, where English is important because many people could make use of this language and to learn about Chan, learn about Buddhism in that sense. And he was very busy in Taiwan. And then, as he was in Taiwan, gradually he also built a very big, you can say that it's a big organizations, and then have different activities, not only just for Chan practice, just for a meditation retreat, but also a place of learning about Buddhism. And it developed into an education center that there's a college, Buddhist college there, and people could really learn it from there. While in America, then the condition is not available or not really ripe enough to have a place almost like a college. But in here, we could use functioning as a place for practice. And because it's easier to attract people from all over the world to come over here. And actually many people not unfamiliar with the language of English. So we try to make it so that it is more international in this place for many people to come to practice with us. And actually, our teacher started out with the idea of building, first of all, is uplift the human character as well as building a Pure Land on earth. So in here, he based here as a Dharma Drum Retreat Center to provide these precious teaching to the people from the world. And we could also look further on, to make this possible to other countries in the world as well. And that's he, first of all, is that he think of this place and then Taiwan, the headquarters in Taiwan, as two main places that he could really share this teaching to people around the world. In Taiwan, it is strictly, you could say that it is more of the language of Chinese language, which is Mandarin. But in here, we could use English, and it is more available to people around the world. And, almost like making these two places like working together. Well, first of all is the how do I get to know my teacher, Master Sheng-yen? I was in Canada, Toronto. At that time, I was in Toronto, and we my elder brother, and he was joining this this Buddhist group, and at that time they were looking for a teacher to guide them, and therefore the senior members of that group went to have retreat without teacher, a Chan retreat in New York. And then later on, my brother introduced me, he encouraged me to, why don't you go to retreat? And then that's where I went. And I didn't know much about Buddhism, although my mother was a devout Buddhist, but I didn't know much about Buddhism. So actually, that's how I started out practicing Chan with my teacher. And in the beginning was like step-by-step learning, getting to know him. I found, some of my idea about Buddhism was not correct. And I think that, wow, Master Sheng-yen is not, superstitious at all. I consider myself superstitious because certain idea about Buddhism, it's just a place to ask for help, from the Buddha and things like that, and a place where people burning the paper money. But when I was in the retreat, nothing was like this at all. So I was a little bit surprised, and then also very much impressed, the way my teacher was behaving. He was very humorous, and he's very clear about many things when he was talking and things like that. And it just feels like he is someone that could really guide me along the way, as well as I feel a lot of trust in him, and I could talk to him whatever that I feel and things like that. And of course, attending a retreat is you could say that it's very, very beneficial. In the retreat, we learn many things. Learn how to walk, how to sleep, and learn how to eat and things like that. Actually, it's certain things that I never experienced before. Say, for example, in the retreat we have lunch, and then Master Sheng-yen Shifu, we call him Shifu, tell us to use the approach of Chan in eating is to just pay attention to the jaw that's chewing the food, right? So I follow it, and then all of a sudden I feel, wow, I have so much saliva in my mouth, and I never experienced something like this before. And then the food, actually the food is very simple, but the food was taste so delicious that I never experienced something before. That is certain thing that I learned. It's just one of the things that I learned from the retreat. And then when we were doing, I also learned about the working meditation. I was sweeping the floor, and then he came, and then he told me, your mind, where do you put your mind? You put your mind at the bloom, and then when you sweep, your mind is at the head of the bloom, and continue to sweep the floor. And I followed that, and usually I don't have good sleep at night, but in the morning I feel tired, right? But the moment that I doing like this, and after finish, I feel more release. I feel really relaxing, and then the fatigue and the agitation, it seems like it's gone. So it's something very, very useful, I could say, that that he taught, and we can make use in a very, very simple way in our daily life. That is very useful for us. And not only that, after retreat, I went back to Toronto, and at that time the Chan Meditation Center published this quarterly Chan newsletter, or the Chan magazine actually. One is the newsletter, and then the other one is the Chan magazines. And I was working at that time, and then certain thing happens in the office, in the workplace, and every time something like this, I just read the Chan magazine. Is something there that really helped me to release my troubled mind because of the good teaching there. So that's what happens, and then later on, I because the Chan Meditation Center needs someone to help it, and Shifu told me why don't you come over and help, and I said, okay, let me try. And then I tried, and after I tried, then I stay, continue until today. I came to Chan Meditation Center in 1985, and then I stayed there. That time was difficult in a sense that I'm new to Buddhism. I'm new to practice, and then our teacher has to go back to Taiwan for 3 months. So you could say that I was alone in the center. That was my difficult time there. And before, although he also had people that he had disciples, a student that follow him and then stay with him, and then the time that I came, they all left. So even before I came, when he was not in US, then there will be somebody like a student or something. They come and stay there for a while, but since they are student, they study in schools, so they do not really do much to take care of the center until I came. And because I stayed there, so that somebody has to be there almost like every day. So it's better. People will come and we have different functions there, so that this is a place, and we need someone to be there to take care of the place, and then not only take care of the place but also take care of the activities that's going on there. And for myself, I think it's not easy. I don't know much of that. I don't know about how to take care of the center and things like that right from the beginning. And so that is the process of learning a bit at a time, because I was not a manager at that time yet. And but there's so many things that are happening all the time, and then at that time was like always somebody calling me and phone call and things like that, running around all the time. But anyway, I learn a bit at a time, and then of course from the people that come to help the center. That's how I learn it. And when my teacher, after 3 months that he came back to the USA, then we have more activities, like we have a Friday night class, and he would teach about Chan practice and teach about Buddhism, and then on Sunday he'll give a lecture, usually on a general talk on Buddhism, and then on Saturday we have meditation, and Sunday is the day for morning meditation, and then we have lunch offering, and then we have the chanting, and then he will give lecture as well. So that's what happened when he's around. But not only that, he was invited to different places to give lectures, universities, for example. And by just following him, I learned a lot from him. How he treat people, what is his manner, and then how he give lecture and things like that. So actually, I learned step by step. You could say that a bit at a time by being with Master Sheng-yen. So of course, we also make use of time to lead retreat overseas. We went to England. We went to Russia. Also, we went to Sweden, places like this, when he's in America. And then also we went to Mexico to lead retreat as well. Actually, he was always saying that wherever causes and conditions that are available that will lead him there, he would just take this opportunity and share this teaching, the practice of Chan, with the whole world. So when he was in America, we had this longer retreat, 7 days or even 2 weeks retreat. Then people from all over the world will come. And one of the students, she came from Mexico, and then when she came and she participates in the retreat, she was also moved by our teacher. And then later on, she invited our teacher to go to Mexico to do retreat. And then afterward, then I will go to Mexico. It's very similar thing with Europe, is that there was participants, say for example from Luxembourg, and then she went back, and then she started out this small study group, and then gradually she also liked to invite a teacher to go to Europe to lead the retreat. But we also have somebody who invite our teacher to go, say he has a disciple, his name is John Cook, and he invite a teacher to go to England, actually to Wales, to lead a retreat. And we really had a good time there. The place is very undeveloped, you can say that. They this like Wales is a place where they raise sheep, and we will be in the farmhouse and have retreat, and then all we hear around is the sound of the sheep. It's all the time. So that's what it is. Afterward, we had the opportunity to go to Russia, St. Petersburg, as well as Moscow. And then we also went to the Gaia House in, is that Switzerland?
Switzerland.
Gaia House, yeah. So we did a retreat, and then we also went to Germany for a retreat. So those places, like they heard about our teacher, and they like to invite a teacher. First of all, it's to John Cook, and then the other one is just because our teacher, and then And then we also had this disciple who learned from him, and it's the I think it's in Switzerland. Yeah. So that's where we went. And later on, when Master Sheng-yen was not around, he passed away, and then people in those places still continue on. Say, for example, he went to Croatia, and now Croatia, there's a place that people practice. And then we went to, actually I didn't go to Poland, but my teacher went to Poland. And then now Poland, we also have an organization, it doesn't belong to us, but the person who invited us, we continue on with this with the practice of the Chan retreat, and so Poland, places that continue on is you say that Croatia, Poland, England, Luxembourg, those places that it's still there. And then of course we went to Germany as well. I went together with him to Germany, and he gave lecture as well as leading a retreat there. And those are the places somehow connected, here and there, connected together. So as long as we are available, then we will not easily give up a place, so we continue on if there are conditions that's ripen. Well, the thing is that actually what we need is a place where people could continue on practice together. One is the regular routine time and place that people could come and learn and practice together. It's very important to have one person, or at least some people that are there, you could say fully, so that the activity will not stop. Right? If there's no place, or if there's a place where people could come just at a certain time, say 4 times a year to have retreat, then that place will not become a place of practice for people that they come together. And that is important, that it is necessary to have someone in charge. The person may not be able to guide or to lead the retreat, but the person that's in charge could share something, say the teaching of Buddhism, the teaching of Chan, and the teaching of our teacher. They could share this teaching. It's important. And then they also have a place where people could come at least once a week to practice meditation and to learn about Buddhism, to share about Buddhism. And I think it is okay to have someone, to have the place, and even share that place, so that people could come once a week, at least once a week, to begin with. And of course, it's very important to have the right understanding of the teaching of Chan and Buddhism, and also a little bit, you could say that, a little bit of a practice together. I mean meditation. Of course, there are many ways of doing it. but this is something very minimum that at least you could do to you could say that it is to provide a place, a spot for people to come and practice together, and they could share that. That's how you begin. It is not necessary to begin with. Whatever we provide, we try to share with people in a way that is not so much about religious formality. You could do it because Chan practice it's quite simple. It has a little bit of this religious formality, but not so strongly emphasized. So to begin with, it's okay.
But if they are continue and go deeper, the Buddhism philosophy, we can see it like a guideline of Buddhism philosophy, but not religion. Can we say that?
Well, the teaching, yes. You can say that the teaching is like this. And certain thing, maybe you don't want to touch on it, the religious part. First of all, the religious part. The second one is something that is concerning this idea of superstitious. You try not to touch on these things, but something that is beneficial for people, practical, beneficial. Modern time, nowadays, many of them, actually, we all need the so-called relaxation of body and mind. That part, somehow you put an emphasis on that part, and then certain things that is very practical in the daily life. Those things that you want to put more emphasis on, it'd be ideal. Of course, if someone could guide them in the meditation, that would be even better. But it takes a real practitioners that is having some deeper experience to guide them.
Thank you, Guo Yuan Fashi.